we can hit a Hyundai. Woo! Let's hope my wife doesn't watch this, just saying. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and Aiden today is going to be taking my Ram TRX through my off-road course. I just took my Gen 3 Raptor through the course last week, so now we have to see how the TRX compares to the Raptor. Before we get in the video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get right into the off-roading. So this first test is just to show you guys the articulation of a vehicle here. Now the TRX, having independent front suspension and a solid rear axle, articulates pretty dang well. You guys can probably see the tire being picked up there in the rear. But yeah, gotta love that multi-link flex. Test tests tire grip, and then it also tests approach and a little bit of departure angles as well, as you guys can see coming through here. So if a vehicle doesn't have a very good approach angle, then it'll just plow into the ground right there. And the TRX, having 35-inch tall tires, does not struggle at all. But the width, look at that. This is why I have the truck wrapped. The width does get in the way with certain trails. Next obstacle tests out tire grip and articulation as well, because of the ruts. And so if a vehicle doesn't have very good tires, doesn't articulate well, then it puts tires up in the air and struggles. But again, nothing is a match for the Ram TRX. So this next part again tests tire grip and a little bit with ground clearance with some of these rocks right here. Now this does show one of the downsides of the TRX, and that is just the length. Definitely have to kind of maneuver through the trail. That being said though, tire grip is fantastic, so does not struggle whatsoever through that. Now this is our Sandy Hill climb. This is mainly to test tire grip with vehicles, because if they don't have a good four-wheel drive system and good tire grip, they are not going to make it up. They also need to have a decent amount of ground clearance to get through some of the terrain here. But you guys can see the TRX's four-wheel drive system is super advanced. I just have it in four-wheel auto, if you guys are wondering, by the way. Well, we're going back down, and something that I can confidently comment on is the fact that the TRX has a horrible turning radius because, well, it's a four-wheel drive truck. You know, has no two-wheel drive. Now coming down here, I'm gonna go a little bit faster than what I would recommend most people to do. And that's just because I've gone up and down this hill so many times. I know exactly where I'm gonna slip and how much I'm gonna slip. So I'm just gonna kind of cruise on down. Don't try that at home, kids. But so far, so good. I'm sure this is what all of you have been waiting for. Come on! Oh man, that V8 here. I'm gonna open up the window a little bit. Oh, that's the sunroof. Wrong one! There we go. Listen to that. Now obviously we're gonna have the Ford Raptor R in the near future, but for the time being, this is the only V8 Baja truck you can get with over 700 horsepower. Obviously there's some aftermarket companies that have done some stuff to the Raptor and everything, but this thing is so well sorted. Like, it's crazy the speeds that you can carry with this truck despite the weight, over 7,000 pounds. Now for some of these, you know, tighter turns, definitely have to slow down quite a bit. You can definitely feel the weight of the truck. Come on, there we go. Oh man, but the suspension loads up very, very nicely. Back end popping out a little bit. Okay, if I remember correctly, oh yeah, big backfire out of the exhaust. There's a pretty big, unless they filled it in, I just don't want to wreck my truck because there's a yeah, here we go. If I hit this dip, ooh, if you hit that dip at full speed, RIP, that's all I gotta say. That never gets old. if you listen really closely, you can hear America. Oh, there you go. There's the high speed. This is our first rock crawling obstacle. TRX is having to flex a massive amount just to get up to the rock crawling obstacle because there's quite a few ditches. I'm just gonna try this in 4-wheel auto. I'm gonna see if 4-wheel auto has enough grip. So we're gonna 2-pedal this. Easy peasy. TRX squeezy, come on. So, you know, not being in 4-wheel low, it does jump a little bit, but that's a win. So I do have the TRX in rock crawl mode. Axle unlocked though, if you guys are wondering. Now I am worried about side steps with this obstacle. So I'm gonna go very slow. Now in 4-wheel low, this thing, come on, modulates really well. We are flexed out as it gets. Okay, I should be able to straighten out from here. Just got to take it really slow with the transfer. Okay, sorry, let me check. So I'm not fully up onto the wall yet, so I could still scrape. I'm just gonna listen at this point. We scraping? Nope. Oh. I'm not getting any grip. I might have to lock the rear end. Let's try to 2-foot it. There we go. Just had to 2-foot it. Wow, pretty good. So here's a quick look at the TRX fully articulated. So you guys can see the front with the independent suspension doesn't do a whole lot, but you guys can see here in the back, look at that tuck. And yes, I know my mud flap is touching the ground, but look at that tuck on the one side. Listen to that exhaust. And look at this. Beautiful. You guys can see here with the multi-link and everything. Definitely a cool shot, but let's get back into the off-roading. We have 2 different rock obstacles that we're gonna go through. And the funny thing is, just getting to the rock obstacles is pretty difficult. We are like fully testing out the approach and departure of the truck, just getting up to the obstacle itself. Still in rock crawl mode, still in 4-wheel low. Slipping a little bit. Oh, it does not like that. Okay, we're gonna have to lock the rear end. Didn't have to do that in the Raptor. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, that's all we need to do, just lock the rear end. Still gonna take this slow. Okay. Come on, TRX. It's taking a second to put the power down. I am doing 2-pedal driving, if you guys are wondering. 2-foot driving, whatever you want to call it. We made it up! We made it up. Pretty impressive. Now this next obstacle, I don't know if the TRX is going to be able to make it through just because of the size of the truck. I did make this through in my Wrangler, but obviously that has solid front and rear axles. Am I going to hit the bumper on this? Maybe. Let's take it real slow. Okay. I think I'm clear. Gotta start turning here. Ooh. 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 That does not... Oh yeah. So it looks like I'm just gonna scrape the bottom, but then should be clear after that. Okay. Chimney cricket, the things I do for YouTube. Yeah. Hope I didn't squish my wonderful AWE exhaust. I absolutely love it. Now I am going to lock the rear end here just prematurely. I think I got a pretty bad placement too on these rocks. Oh boy, this is not looking good. I know I'm not trying to be over dramatic, by the way, guys. I think I'm up the hill, but I thought I was gonna bottom out on that side there on that rock because that one was pretty big. Well, let's quickly go assess the damage here. Sorry about the wind noise because I'm using the GoPro. I'm not going to touch it because it's a hot exhaust, but not even noticeable, really. 2 thumbs up. Quickly sum things up for today's video with the Ram TRX through my off-road course, rather. Sounds amazing, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. Now, the TRX obviously just does a phenomenal job with high-speed off-roading. That is what this truck was built for. Despite the weight, it handles amazingly well. It powers out of corners. It has so much grip with that 4-wheel drive system. It's just an absolute beast. Now, from a crawling perspective, it can handle a massive amount. It really can. You know, it's got like 11.8 inches of ground clearance. Now, the side steps do get in the way a little bit, but they're not as annoying as you'd think. And I feel like I took this truck through some obstacles that most TRX owners won't even take the trucks off-road, let alone even attempt those obstacles. They don't have the cojones to do it. There's your challenge if you own a TRX. Come on, do some fun stuff with your truck. Stop mall crawling. But anyways, you know, it does a pretty good job with the slow speed stuff. The thing that I will say though is it's a big pickup truck, and so yeah, just like other big pickup trucks, you are limited by what you can do just because of the sheer size of the TRX. But that being said, I mean, I feel like this truck can handle way more than what the average owner is able to do from their own capability. And so yeah, it's, you know, gonna go down in history as one of the best off-road vehicles ever made. And everyone, you know, loves Ram for throwing the Hellcat engine in this truck and just making it work. But what I'd have to say is, if you are considering buying this as an off-road vehicle, if you're going to be doing mostly slow speed crawling, the TRX can do it, but it's not the preferable vehicle. I'd rather get like a Jeep Wrangler or something like that from Stellantis, or even I'd actually get the Power Wagon over this, frankly, if I was going to do slow speed stuff. But for if you can do a lot of this high speed desert runs, see if we can hit a Hyundai. Woo! Let's hope my wife doesn't watch this, just saying. That was pretty dang quick. But yeah, overall, it's an amazing off-roading machine.